upon the boys to perform for us. Salawat.
Number one for centers again, leading people from darkness to light. His message was important.
When the Arabian Peninsula was at its bleakest, and the faith of the people was at its weakest, the world was crying for a guide, to join, unify, and prevent divide. The rise of a healer, helper, and hope. For in a world of evil, many wouldn't cope. He presented promise and a chance of change, although no one perceived it as really quite strange that this saviour, with a complex plot, was actually a baby in a small child's cot.
Leading people from darkness to light. His message was simple and clear, that there is one God whom we must all fear, inviting people towards Allah.
Growing up under the guidance of his father's dad, an orphan who was always seen, jolly and glad. After the death of his father and his mother, he had no family, no sister, nor brother. He used to earn his money in the market selling, always polite and calm, never loud or yelling.
I'm sorry, sir, but it seems I'm 2 dinars short.
But Muhammad would never be of the denying sort. His honesty and care attracted the attention of a few. One was a special lady who all in the land knew. Her name was Khadija. She owned all the trade. Impressed by the way he had himself portrayed, she wanted to know the name of this man. At this moment now, their journey began. She was constantly speechless at the way he lived his life every day. Such etiquette, piety, and elegant grace, treated all with respect, every faith, every race. Khadija was mesmerized by the way he would speak, gently and calm, but his eloquence at the peak. His qualities, morals, and actions combined all created a character that was oh so refined. Their union was decided, and their wedding was arranged. 2 souls and 2 families, into one it now changed.
He is the greatest man. He can teach the whole of mankind. And we must worship only one Lord. Besides him there is no one.
One night, on a mountain where the Prophet went to pray, he would have never have thought how long he would stay. For God was to bestow upon him a greater claim, one that would mean the land would all know his name. The Quran to be declared and revealed on this mount. Many chapters would be shown, 114 if we count. A lot was first presented, discussing the creation of one man, and how God gave us intellect as part of his grand plan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم
told the Prophet to read in the name of his Lord. Created from a clot, they said, the human was restored, explaining how God teaches through the means of a pen. He teaches what we do not know, looking at all the men. But Muhammad, now a prophet, became the official guide to reconcile all onto the pure, noble side. To the people of Arabia, this book was eventually shown, with Muhammad now being appointed the messenger to be known.
Leading people from darkness to light. His message was simple and clear.
After the Quran was revealed and the message conveyed, Muhammad asked for all to stop their work in their trade. He said, "Would you believe me if I state there's an army behind this hill who await, an army of a size oh so large, they are ready to attack, ready to charge." The people responded, "Is this a joke? You were ready to fight before you had spoke."
Our trust in you is nothing less than immense. We will trust you before we trust our own sense.
If we went to check and there was no army behind, before we'd doubt you, we'd say we are blind.
As the people exclaimed the strength of their trust, and how Muhammad was fair, caring, and just, Muhammad then responded for the entire crowd to now hear, "If you are all certain that I am trusting and sincere, then I bring with me a message, a religion and belief. There is one God who will bring to his followers relief. This religion, called Islam, of which don't be scared, for I have been as the messenger of this faith now declared."
His message was simple and clear, that there is one God whom you must all fear, inviting people towards Allah. His name is Muhammad Mustafa. His name is Muhammad Mustafa. بلغ الأولى بكماله كشف التجا بجماله حسنت جميع خصاله صلوا عليه وآله. He is the greatest man of all time. He came to peace the
Without any signs or any warning, this time of prosperity turned into mourning. The death of his wife, Muhammad's shoulder, this night for the Prophet could be no colder. Broken was the Prophet's heart, soul, and mind, because a lady like this is too hard to find. A lady who was known to have never complained. Truly the best lady Islam has ever obtained. She stood by Muhammad, whatever his condition, all for our Prophet's God-prescribed mission. But her time was now over, leaving the world she had blessed. Her hard work had now ceased. It is her time to now rest.
inviting people towards Allah. His name is Muhammad Mustafa. His name is Muhammad Mustafa. بلغ الله بكماله
fighting and of war they had plans. The Prophet had seen this and had to act fast, as before he would know the first die would be cast. So he talked to both leaders and helped them agree. So rather than war, it was peace they'd now foresee. The Prophet had managed to reconcile the two. The allure of Islam helped to tie but a few. A pact was created to ensure peace was restored. No need for violence or use of the sword.
There is no man more dear to me throughout the whole of history than the one who was sent as a guide to the people.
The night had now come. For all it was so hard, for everyone had held him in such high regard. People he had changed, and lives he had improved. The corruption of the leaders at the time he removed. His death was now approaching, but for none it spelt the end. To all he seemed either their father, brother, or friend. The Prophet of Islam, the messenger of the Lord, a man of the people who all had adored, an irreplaceable figure in the line of mankind, worth more than all the good in the world combined. His family were crying, and the angels were grieving, for the best of humanity was now solemnly leaving. Though he was no longer, his impact has remained. In such corrupted times, he kept his soul unstained. He taught us so much from just living his life, the way he treated his women and his children and his wife. To be content with simplicity and avoid being greedy, for he always remembered the poor and the needy. A life of humility and utmost grace, of luxuries and desires, he left no trace. But now his message to 2 billion it has spread, all trying to follow the life he had left. Though he was not an example to us alone, but a person who transcends through every time zone, we can learn how to respect and take care of each other, for all he stood for in a sentence: look out for one another.
Thank you for that wonderful performance. I'm sure you've all worked really hard on that.
At this point, my thank goes to Rameez Naqvi, the director of the play, and his young performers who have done a very good job. They have produced a great narrative for us all to enjoy and learn. May I also add, they only had 1 week to prepare this. I would also like to pass my sincere gratitude to the immense hard work of the 3 ladies who overlooked their performance: Sister Akila Manji, Sister Farah Sheikh, and Sister Nigat Pejwani. I sometimes used to see emails going across at 2 a.m. in the morning. I would request us all to give them a loud round of applause and a loud salawat. Upon you, oh beloved, peace be alayka ya Nabi, salam alayka ya Rasul, salam alayka ya Habib, salam alayka, salawatullah alayka. You're the light of all creation, you're the channel of revelation, you're the path of our salvation. Salawatullah alayka ya Nabi, salam alayka ya Rasul, salam alayka ya Habib, salam alayka, salawatullah alayka. You are taught by divine inspiration, you taught peace to the Muslim nation, you showed Allah is the foundation. Salawat